Taking your dog for a walk seems like the easiest thing in the world, but the truth is that small details make a big difference. Did you know that a simple mistake with the leash, the route, or how you handle their freedom can turn a walk into a source of stress or even a health risk? In this video, I'm going to show you the most common mistakes almost all of us make and how to avoid them so your dog can enjoy every walk to the fullest. Mistake number 1. Using the wrong collar or leash. The gear you choose makes all the difference for your dog's safety and comfort. Many people still use collars out of habit, but the reality is that a well-fitted harness spreads pressure across the chest and back, protecting the neck and trachea. Is it really worth risking your dog's health instead of making such a simple switch? Another mistake is using retractable leashes like Flexi. They can seem convenient, but they create more problems than they solve. When a roughly 50-pound dog hits the end of a 20-foot leash at full speed, that sudden jolt can injure both the dog and the person. On top of that, the mechanism doesn't let you quickly regain reliable control. The best alternative is a flat leash about 10 or 16 feet long. It gives your dog enough room to explore and sniff calmly while still keeping safe control at all times. With the right gear, walks become comfortable, safe, and far more enriching for both of you. And there's another problem you can run into even with the right gear, and it shows up when you approach other dogs. Mistake number 2. Approaching unknown dogs without asking first. There's something you should always keep in mind on walks. When dogs are on leash, their interactions change completely. They don't have escape routes, and that can turn a normal greeting into a tense moment. A calm dog may growl or pull simply because they can't move away. Imagine how uncomfortable it would be if someone hugged you without asking first. For dogs, it's similar. Even very social dogs can react badly if another dog walks straight up without warning. The leash removes the option to flee, and what's left is an animal that feels cornered and has to decide in seconds how to protect themselves. That's where many conflicts come from, which owners label as aggression, when really they're the result of a poorly managed greeting. The solution is simple. Before you approach, always ask the other person. That small gesture gives both sides time to read body language and decide whether the greeting is safe or not. Keeping a bit of distance when needed prevents close calls and lets dogs communicate more naturally. Taking care with these interactions protects your dog, but there are other dangers that don't come from other animals. Mistake number 3. Walking through risky areas. A simple sidewalk can hide more hazards than you think, and it's your job to watch for them. That greenish puddle by a car isn't water. It could be antifreeze. Worse, its sweet taste can be very appealing to dogs, even though just a few drops can be deadly. The same goes for food scraps on the ground. You might run into chocolate, gum with xylitol, or chicken bones that can splinter in the stomach. Construction zones are another minefield. Nails or sharp metal pieces can pierce paw pads and cause deep wounds. In winter, road salt burns paws and leaves painful cuts between the toes. And in spring, foxtails, those barbed grass-ons, are a real problem. They can enter the skin and migrate inside the body, causing serious infections. What's the fix? Scouting your route ahead of time and choosing safer areas changes everything. A well-kept park or a clean sidewalk removes most of these risks. Your dog explores in peace, and you walk without worrying about an emergency vet visit. Avoiding these hazards protects their body. But now let's talk about something that directly affects their mind. Mistake number 4. Not letting your dog sniff. For a dog, scenting is like reading the neighborhood paper. Every scent trail tells them who passed by, how the weather changed, and what messages other dogs left. Best of all, that mental work tires them out more than a brisk walk. Do you really want to deny such a natural way to understand the world? When you drag your dog along so they won't stop to sniff because you feel you've already spent enough time in the same spot, you strip the walk of its value. The outing turns into a boring routine instead of a stimulating experience. Studies in canine behavior show that dogs who can sniff calmly come back more relaxed and satisfied than those who only speed walk. That's why building in sniff breaks isn't a luxury, it's a need. That way the walk becomes real mental training. But careful, because giving freedom without good control can become risky. Here's why. Mistake number 5. Letting your dog off leash without a rock-solid recall. Freedom sounds great, but it can backfire if your dog doesn't truly respond to recall. Coming when called in the backyard doesn't mean they'll do it in a park full of distractions. Do you honestly think they'll run straight to you when they see another dog, a cat, or a squirrel? Many owners trust too soon. They think their come works because they've practiced at home, but outside, instincts weigh a lot more. That's why so many dogs get lost or end up in danger. One loud noise, an unexpected animal, or an irresistible scent can make all that practice disappear. The solution is to progress gradually. I recommend using long lines of about 16 or 33 feet, training in fenced parks, and only then trying open spaces. That way you build a truly reliable recall before unclipping the leash entirely If you let your dog off leash before recall is solid, you're making a very dangerous mistake. And now let's move on to another mistake that 99.9% of people make. Mistake number 6. Looking at your phone instead of paying attention to your dog. Every walk is a chance to communicate with your dog, but if you're glued to your phone, you'll miss it. A slight limp, heavy panting, or a droopy ear are signs something isn't right. If you don't notice them, a small issue can turn into an emergency. Plus, when you're distracted by the screen, you stop anticipating what's happening around you. Cars, bikes, other dogs. All of that raises the risk of accidents. Is answering a text really worth it if your dog ends up in danger? There's another side effect you might not see. If your dog learns that subtle signals don't work, they'll turn up the volume. They'll go from looking away or tightening the leash to barking, pulling, or reacting more sharply just to get your attention. Walking without your phone in your face doesn't only improve safety, it strengthens your bond. You pay attention, your dog feels heard, and you both enjoy the walk more. And there's one more thing that can ruin a walk even if you're not on your phone. Here's what it is. Mistake number 7. Rushing the walk. Hate to break it to you, but a quick 10-minute potty walk isn't enough. If you always head out with no time to spare, your dog misses both the physical exercise and mental stimulation they need. Have you noticed that sometimes after a short walk, your dog seems to have more energy than before? That's a sign the walk wasn't enough. Canine behavior specialists are clear. A lack of full-quality walks is behind common issues like chewing things at home, non-stop barking, or constant demands for attention. It's not that your dog is disobedient, it's that they're not getting what they need to feel balanced. A good walk doesn't mean moving fast or covering miles. It means quality time, letting them sniff, move at their pace, explore, and release the energy they need to let go. The calmer and more complete the walk, the more relaxed your dog will be at home. Think of walk time as an investment. When the walk is good, you get a happier, healthier dog and much calmer evenings, even if you improve walk quality. Don't make the next mistake. Mistake number 8. Walking only once a day. Many people assume one long daily walk is enough, but a dog's body doesn't run on our schedule. Their system needs to eliminate waste about every 6 to 8 hours to empty the bladder and bowels in a healthy way. Forcing them to hold it that long isn't just uncomfortable. It can lead to urinary problems over time. Their energy isn't steady either. In the morning, there's often a burst. Midday can be boring if they don't get out. And by evening, they're wound up if they haven't spent enough energy. Does your dog get a bit wild at night? Often it's because walks weren't spaced out. Several shorter walks are better than one very long one. 3 20-minute outings beat a single 60-minute marathon. That way your dog stays more balanced, spends energy gradually, and avoids health issues. And now, before we move on, just know that if you visit happydogsplace.com/gift, you can download a free guide packed with tips to make your dog's life even happier. It's full of fun ideas, helpful strategies, and all the basics every pup needs to thrive. You'll find the link in the description. Mistake number 9. Ignoring the weather. In summer, asphalt can turn into a scorching hot frying pan. When the air temperature is around 86 degrees Fahrenheit, asphalt can exceed 140 degrees. Can you imagine walking barefoot on that? Your dog's paw pads can burn in seconds, and healing can take weeks. In winter, the opposite happens. Extreme cold can cause frostbite, and road salt can create painful chemical burns. Worse, many dogs lick to soothe the discomfort, end up ingesting that salt, and develop digestive issues. A quick trick is to place your palm on the ground. If you can't hold it, your dog can't either. Choosing the right time of day for walks will help you avoid lots of problems. Even if the weather cooperates, there's one thing you should never skip during summer walks. Here it is. Mistake number 10. Walking without bringing water. Dogs don't sweat like we do. They cool down by panting, which means they lose water with every breath. If they don't rehydrate, their body overheats fast, and heat stroke can develop in minutes. Early warning signs include heavy panting and thick drool. Then comes sluggishness, reddened gums, and poor coordination. If they still don't drink, the problem can escalate to vomiting, collapse, and even organ failure. Is it really worth risking that just to avoid carrying a small water bottle? Bring fresh water and offer it every 10 to 15 minutes. A portable dog water bottle or a collapsible bowl makes it quick and easy. That way your dog stays cool and also feels cared for. Keeping the body hydrated is key, but you also need to read what your dog is saying during the walk. Mistake number 11. Ignoring body language. Dogs don't speak with words, but they do speak with their bodies. Ears back, tail tucked, head lowered. These are all signs of discomfort or fear. The problem is many owners miss them, so the dog has to get louder with growls, barking, or hard pulling. That dog who suddenly became reactive likely spent weeks showing small stress signals, and the one who refuses a certain street isn't being stubborn. Something there feels scary. What if instead of forcing it, we listen to what our dogs are trying to tell us? Trainers repeat it all the time. When we ignore early signals, the problem only grows. Dogs learn that soft gestures don't work and switch to much bigger behaviors. Watching and respecting body language turns the walk into two-way communication, and that builds trust. Mistake number 12. Always taking the same route. Walking the same path every day might be easiest for you, but for your dog, it gets monotonous. Scents stop surprising them, stimuli become predictable, and the walk loses a lot of its value. Wouldn't you get bored walking the same street with nothing new to discover? Worse, that boredom shows up at home as hyperactivity, destruction, or constant demands for attention. Your dog doesn't just need movement. They need novelty too. Changing routes, exploring another neighborhood, or even mixing up the order of streets makes a big difference. It's a small effort for you with a huge payoff for your dog. Ideally, have several routes ready and rotate them depending on the day. That way, your dog comes home more relaxed, curious, and mentally engaged. Even though variety is essential, don't forget a crucial step many people skip after the walk. Mistake number 13. Not checking your dog after you get home. A quick post-walk check can prevent very serious problems. Foxtails, for example, act like tiny barbed arrows and can burrow under the skin, causing severe infections. They're not the only issue. Parasites are another danger. Ticks hiding between toes, behind ears, or under the coat can transmit serious diseases like Lyme disease, and in some regions, sandflies can spread leishmaniasis. And watch for small cuts on the paws. What starts as a little scrape can get infected and turn into an abscess in a few days if you don't clean it. Isn't 2 minutes worth it to avoid weeks of treatment? A quick look at paws, ears, and coat after each walk is enough to catch problems early. That keeps your dog healthy and gives you peace of mind. But it's not only about what your dog brings home, it's also about what we leave behind on the street. Mistake number 14. Not picking up your dog's poop. Leaving waste on the street isn't just a cleanliness issue, it's a public health problem. Rain washes it into rivers and groundwater, creating a pollution source comparable to industrial runoff. And it doesn't stop there. When many owners don't pick up, restrictions follow. Parks get closed, green space rules get tighter, and all owners end up paying for a few people's irresponsibility. Picking up poop is a tiny gesture that prevents huge problems. It protects public health, keeps shared spaces open, and shows respect for the community. We've now covered the 14 mistakes people make every time they take their dog out. Now I recommend you watch the video on screen. In it, I walk you through 50 things that make dogs happy. Tap the image to open the video and see them all.